Male mental health is an epidemic of immense proportion that I think is slowly starting to shift, especially in African American men. I myself, as a black man, suffer from depression, have for a long time. And the sickening part about it is the way that people perceive you, not only as a man. We'll touch on that aspect from personal experience, and all of this is from my personal experience that I'm sharing, because I feel like my personal story may be helpful to someone. And if you disagree, then that is perfectly fine, because yet again, you have your own free, open mind. I learned a long time ago that the ability to be weak or vulnerable as a human being male is difficult. There's scrutiny behind it. There's judgment. There is pressure. The motto goes, if you're not functioning, you're worthless, right? That's why people cancel their life service because of this. Now, I'm not saying that I'm like this, and I'm not saying that it's a good thing to disconnect one's service in life. But a lot of times when people are dealing with depression, it's more internal than it is external. The problem with it is that it's an internal battle of many different things. Where is the apex of the trauma and when? You have a ground zero. Something happened somewhere in your life that curved. And I wouldn't say broke, because broke is a very harsh way of putting it, but I will definitely say curve. It curves you in a weird direction. Your natural path that you're going down, or the path that you have began in your life to that point, when that happens, it changes not only the chemicals in your brain, but it also changes your emotions. I myself, because of the fact that I was looked at as a athlete type individual and was always sought after like meat, a ball jockey, I like to put it, because of the fact that I'm tall. I'm a tall man. I was a tall child. I'm around 6'9", and I hit my growth spurt early. I was the tallest kid in middle school, one of the top 3 in my high school, etc., right, until I hit adulthood. But because of that, I was expected to be something that I did not want to be. Because of my nationality and because of my height, I was already put into a very small box. You're going to play ball. As if I was born from my mother with a ball in my hand. Expectations of what I was supposed to be was always there. From family, also from outside sources. As far as having a tutor at one time that I thought that was going to be a helpful person in my early years. Because I have no shame. I have dyslexia like many people. Many people have many issues. And why wear a badge of shame? Some people can't tie their shoes. That's why they wear slide-ons. A fact is a fact. But the thing is with this is that they were helping me, saw how well I was growing and was even making plans to quote unquote help me succeed at the cost of taking me away from my mother, which was a whole different situation. The expectation of what you should be and how you're supposed to be, and I didn't get to finish because I had an injury, son. This was the father conversation of why you should be playing ball. This is what started my depression. It started what you should be doing. Now, I had positive people that believed in what I wanted to do, my mother, etc. My passion and my drive was always art. But you could have played ball and been an artist. No. I saw what happens to people who play sports, and there's nothing wrong with it. If that is where your destiny takes you, if that's what you choose to do, or if that's your opportunity. I had another opportunity, but it wasn't that I wanted to be what everybody else wanted me to be. Now, where did the depression come from this? Well, when people talk about you at a young age, you're a waste of height. If I was your parent, I would do this. If I was your parent, I would do that to you. I can't believe you did your family this way. You're an embarrassment. How could you be so selfish? What about all those people that could have had a better life because of you? Why am I the cash mule? Why did I become the spectacle? The ball jockey isn't running. Why isn't he coming out of his stable? People wanted to place their bets on the big stock. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. That started the depression. That started me having self-worth issues early on. But like I said, there were also some positive people in my life that kept me at a baseline. I think if I didn't have these people, I think it would have made everything a lot worse. And see, that's the problem with a lot of people today. We all have some type of fracture to us. We all have some type of issue that caused a problem. Some of us don't want to get any type of assistance with it, but the biggest assistance is saying, hey, I'm not perfect. And it's okay to not be okay. You don't have to be okay all the time. I guarantee you, the person that you think that's got it all together, when they're off the camera, they're crying on their bed in their high-rise apartment, sobbing in their closet, wishing they could connect to somebody, but they can't because they have to have security, or they're living this different life, and they're depressed and they're sad because they're alone, because they're trying to fill that void. But there is a positive side to it. If you can make it to tomorrow, you have another day to try. And that's the biggest thing with depression. It can break you down to a point where you physically can't move. The ability to eat or overeating is prevalent. I just don't feel like putting nothing in my mouth, or I'm just sitting in the refrigerator all day because I'm sad or something's bothering me. My emotions are broken and I can't get up. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to be here. And there are some people that think, oh man, just get yourself out of it. Just work yourself through and work yourself out of it. You know, if it works for them, that's fine. Because I can tell you this, not everybody wears a size 8 shoe. So if you wear a size 8, how can you explain anything to a size 12, 13, or 14? Hell, what if your issues are a size 16 or a size 20? How can your small foot be able to understand the complexity of my shoe? People who have never dealt with depression, the only thing I would say with you or say to you, if you're even listening to this. You don't have to have empathy if you don't want to. And that's fine. You can be as cold as you want to with people who have it. Oh, they can just work themselves out of it. One day you will cross that threshold if you haven't already. And it will be a moment that will break you. And it will break you in a way that you have never felt before. And all that psychological pump up of I'm a man, or I'm a strong woman, or I'm this and I'm that, that doesn't matter. Depression is a thing that can cripple you at any moment, at any time, anywhere, anything. It's psychological. It's chemical. It's emotional. I say take some sense of ease with people. You don't have to just, 180, I can't change my life if you can't do that, but empathy, just a little, just a thimbleful of, I get you're having a hard time, I understand, but don't do that, I get it, but you're not listening. But that's going to be for a different conversation, because I think a lot of the issues with us come from miscommunication or the inability to communicate.